Hey guys, it's Danny. Now, Valentine's Day is coming up next week, and so I asked you guys what you wanted to see. And the #1 recipe request I got was for a clean brownie. So I figured instead of trying to reinvent the wheel, I got permission to share one of my all-time favorite brownie recipes. For this quick bite, I'm making Elana's gluten-free, clean and delicious chocolate chunk brownies. Now, if you're not already familiar with Elana Amsterdam, she is the founder of Elana's Pantry, which I've personally been a fan of for years, and she's since written several cookbooks. She is a pioneer in grain-free cooking, so I highly recommend checking out her website. Now, with that being said, I have my oven preheating to 325, and in this bowl right over here, I have one 16-ounce jar of creamy, roasted, all-natural almond butter. Now, this is what creates the base of the recipe. Kind of hard to believe, I know. There's no flour, just this heart-healthy, fat and protein-packed almond butter. Now, when you buy an all-natural almond butter, which is what we want, has no added sugars, no hydrogenated oils, the tendency is for the oil to pull away from the butter a little bit, like you see over here. So the first thing we're gonna do is just blend this up with a hand mixer, make sure we've got it all really well incorporated. Okay, so this looks good. As you can see, the almond butter got nice and rich and creamy. It's all come together. So now I'm ready to add in 2 eggs, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 1 cup of raw honey. Now, Elana uses agave here, but I prefer the honey and I don't usually have agave in the cupboard. So my point here is they both work just fine. Use what you've got. A 1/2 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, and make sure that you're not buying cocoa mix, hot cocoa mix. You want unsweetened cocoa powder. Then 1 teaspoon baking soda and a 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. Now, the bigger the grains of salt, the better. This kosher salt is the 365 brand from Whole Foods, and as you can see, the grains are nice and big, which I don't love for everything, but in this recipe, when the brownies bake up, the salt doesn't completely break down, so you end up getting these little bursts of salt when you bite into this rich chocolate chunk brownie. It's amazing. Okay, once you've got everything in the bowl, pick up that hand blender, and we're gonna slowly blend this together until everything is well incorporated. Okay, now, what you're gonna see when it's done is that you've got this rich, creamy, thick brownie mix. And the last step we're gonna do is fold in 1 cup of chocolate chunks. Now, I like to buy a dark chocolate bar that I absolutely love, cut the chunks up myself. But if you wanted to, you could do chocolate chips or pre-made chocolate chunks. But I am gonna tell you that I can promise you, when you buy a great chocolate bar and cut it up yourself, it's always better. And get those mixed in. Okay guys, our last step. You're gonna pour the brownie mix into a greased 13 by 9 baking dish. I greased mine with a little bit of coconut oil. You could do it with cooking spray, a little bit of butter, whatever you prefer. And then once you've got it in there, you just wanna spread it around until it's all nice and even. And if you're having a hard time because it's so rich and thick, just dip your spatula in some cold water, and that's gonna help you get the job done. Okay, now I'm gonna pop this into my 325-degree oven for 30 minutes. Now we're gonna let those go for 30 minutes. It could be a little bit more or a little bit less depending on your oven, but more or less, you're just looking for the brownies to set up, which just so happens to be right about the same time that your kitchen starts to smell insanely delicious. Okay, now once your brownies have completely cooled, you can cut them up, and this tray should get you 24 brownies. That is so rich and gooey and delicious. Everything you would ever want a brownie to be. Unbelievable that that is made with almond butter. You guys have to try this one. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Danny Spies. I will see you next time with some more clean and deliciousness. I prefer the honey and I don't usually have agave in the cupboard. So, So